Sorry about that, Jeff. I forgot. I have rhythm muted, so I can't hear it. But
Oh my god, yes. I need to
Yeah,
do
so,
that too.
this is a general chat
It's like
room.
blasting out. I'm like, what did I just do? What's happening?
so,
Whoa,
would you like to head to the talk with Dev and have me ping everyone in the server and get as many people as we can in that voice channel?
that would be
Yeah, we'll do it.
chaos.
Let's do it.
Okay, here
Nice.
I'll move us up there and then I'll unlock the room.
Full screen. Enter code.
Sounds good.
Chaos.
Alright. Well, there we go. I mean, I guess we got the exact control.
Chaos. Yo, let's go Dev. Well, that sucks. Damn you, admins. Oh, so since I'm not an admin, like he thinks Mixers doesn't trust me, so whatever. ah, Balloon Boy maybe. The funky codex clerk. Whoa. Message XML has everything. There we go. Found it. Finally. Goddamn.
Sup, my fellow gamers. Today I'm going to graduate in college. I'm going to gamer school. Well, it's gonna be real gay in here. Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. Ooh, fuck. It's lit in here, huh? Why can't I not ask questions? This is...
It's awesome, obviously.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't disagree with that.
Are we ready for this? So, the staff members who know, or the staff members who are in here, Stick, me, Larry, Deuce. I want you guys to be mute until a question comes up. Then you can unmute and tell him, or you can unmute said person, whichever way we're gonna do it. But just keep coordinated in staff chat so we can know what's happening. Okay, I'm gonna ping everyone. Are you ready for this?
I don't know if I am.
Everyone ping in a while.
Is this really a good idea? I'm just starting to have second
Everyone's
thoughts.
gonna be muted. Everyone's muted.
Okay.
No
Yeah. Even still, though.
Stick, is it a good idea that you're here?
Okay, you got me there, but regardless.
Oof.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just had to savage you there.
Biggest oof.
Am I typing answers here then? Is that what I'm doing? Or I'm just speaking about them? They're going to ask questions and I'll talk to them?
Like, are they gonna type questions, Mixer, or do you want them to like ask questions? Like, we'll unmute them one by one.
We're gonna do it where they can where we're gonna unmute one by one.
All right.
But like they gotta say their question for Dev first, just so we can verify it's not something stupid.
Yeah.
Not something blub-worthy?
Well, Glub's not here right now, so there's nothing Glub-worthy right now, technically.
Glub taking a little vacation, I'm assuming?
Forced vacation, but yes.
Yeah, I got you.
How much was
Yeah,
asked
no,
about the cartoon?
There was some things. I don't know if everything got covered for it.
Yeah, there's probably some details about the cartoon you can still ask about. But we did get the basic like overview of what it was supposed to be like, and it's pretty cool.
Like story-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to hear about that. Because it looked so good. Like, I don't know who did the concept art for it, but damn, it looked great.
Why does Jeff sound younger? Sang Pop Do. Younger than who is the real question.
Good point.
Brian, probably.
Good point.
Brian would be the only one, I guess, you could convey voices to.
That's fair.
Unmute one by one. Ready? And pick.
Ow. At everyone.
Well, you gotta sound so excited about it. I was just sitting here expecting like okay, so Jeff is in the dev chat. Let us all join if you want to.
One
But
by
instead,
one, calmly.
screaming at the top of your lungs.
Guys,
Jeff's here!
It's all muted.
Oh, we got
Okay.
the most active member here, Ryan5675. Good, so good
Hey.
to see you.
Hey,
Let's
oh,
get
by the way,
Shark in here.
Ryan, forgot to say welcome to the server. Oh no, wait, no, I did. Never mind. Okay, so if you guys have a question, if you have a question, post it in the Questions for Dev channel, and we will unmute you one by one to be able to read your question.
Come on, come on.
So let's see. We gotta wait for a few people to join. I think Deuce right now is talking or typing a question.
So just to catch people up, right? You're going to be releasing the interview that we just did tomorrow.
Either late tonight or sometime in the morning in tomorrow.
Deuce has a good question. Is Deuce in? Yeah. Deuce, do you want to ask
Should
a
I
question?
ask?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm technically kind of funny, but it's... So now I'm a sophomore in college, and I'm studying finance. But I was kind of curious more about the business sides of things in U.B Funkeys. It's a little bit of a drier question, but you know.
Hey, Ami.
What?
Like
It-
ask like
I
a
usually
specific
like
part of it, like which part of
You
the
just wanna
business you
talk-
know about.
You need to talk about the business in general.
I think he's asking about the overall business model, like how was it set up and etc.
The business model was set up like a razor blades. Honestly, it was set up so that it would sell the hub, and people would buy the individual funkies to get games. And once they kind of bought into that, I mean, as they kind of played out that game, they went and bought another one. And we tried to keep the cost of funkies, of the individual funkies, down as much as possible. A couple price ranges here and there, but it's supposed to be right around $5.
All right. Anyone else have any more questions? Post them in Questions for Dev, and we'll unmute one by one. Half the server's like asleep right now. Oh, his phone locked up in the middle of that. He didn't hear it.
Nice.
This is why we can't have nice things.
All right.
Scientist, do you have any questions for him? I see you looking there, my dude. Oh! We gotta know what the buttons were for Jeff.
Well, we actually discussed that in the interview a little bit. So I'll let you guys listen to that first, and then
I'm still so confused. That confused me so much.
I bet it was just like the vaguest thing. I bet there was no concrete answer in there at all.
Oh no, there was an answer, but you know what? Actually, one second. I'm booting up my virtual machine. I gotta check this right now.
Wasn't
guess-
really answered so much as just there was additional hints in there. How about that?
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
Just give it to you. I mean, it's a kind of a big ask, right? So
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
got it.
surprised if there is something it does, how we haven't figured it out in like 11, 12 years.
I know. There are people that have figured it out. It has been done.
Oh my.
People have come up to me and mentioned it and said they'd figured it out, and I'm always surprised that it's harder when you don't actually know what it is already.
Okay, Pop has a question. Let me just unmute him really fast. There you go, Pop.
It's that thing that David and Logan.
What was the hardest game in U.B Funkeys you had to do?
That's a really good question. I think it's different for everybody. In terms of development, they were all pretty much the same, but harder for other people to do than other ones. Like type was really hard for some people, and Flycatcher surprisingly seemed to be kind of. But I think a lot of people got ball like that quite a bit. That was pretty easy. It's like the Shrieking Master. I always thought that was kind of fun.
Oh, that one's great.
Okay, we're gonna remute Pop now.
Record Rampage also was a really good one. That was fun.
Stick has a question. Stick, ask away.
Crappiest game, not to make but to play back. Like, is there one that you just cannot stand playing back? I'm curious about that.
The game?
Yeah, I mean, because we were talking about Funkies and like how Stitch was like not of the highest value in your eyes. Is there a mini game like that?
Wait a minute. Let me clear up the Stitch thing first of all. Stitch is fine. I was asked which of the Funkies was my least favorite. That's just
Right.
it.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not
Great.
saying you hate Stitch. It's a kind of meme, though. But is there something like that in the mini games?
But I just,
Like one you just would not go back and replay on a regular basis? Not to assume that you do all of them normally.
Yeah. There was Pearl Diver was just kind of okay, I guess.
Which one?
Pearl Diver.
For
That one, yeah.
Okay. Funk Kong has a question now, so I'll unmute him for him to be able to say his question. There you go.
Yeah. We went through the files once and we found a PNG of the Invisible Man off screen.
the Invisible what?
Of the Invisible Man. We have no idea why the Invisible Man's in one of the mini games off screen. I'll see if we can find it.
I was just looking for
discussion.
that right now.
Yeah, could you
Yeah,
post
we
the
put it
picture?
on-
I've never seen that.
I got it.
Yeah.
There he is.
This game.
Rorschach.
Yeah, that. We thought it was Rorschach at first, and then I noticed it was the Invisible Man.
It does look like Rorschach. You're right.
Do you know who that would be, Jeff?
Is it Marshall?
That is actually a very early version of Marshall. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Back in the
This
day.
is like where our
So does
inspiration
that-
actually
I've
came
got
from.
that
mean-
200 IQ. I guess the first try.
Yeah,
Does that
it was
mean-
very early. We actually thought he was going to be more spy-like, and that's kind of why you see that aspect. Maybe some of them.
Like humanoid?
Yeah, it was just more of a
Interesting direction.
I'm not exactly sure. I think it was a placeholder initially.
The concept of a human Marshall in a world of Funkies is the cursed thing ever.
Okay, so that white hat means that probably inspired the odd white Marshall.
No, I think that it was just. Well, I mean, inspired. They were both inspired by this character right here that you see. It's kind of our inspiration. We found him someplace. I forget where exactly, but that was kind of what we based Marshall on. So we had this for a while, and then later on we decided to do a white version. So I don't know if it inspired, but it was. Yeah, I mean we were influenced by it subconsciously or something.
Can I ask about the white Marshal?
We talked about that during the
already
interview.
did.
Oh, I've
Right.
just remembered another thing that was posted. Someone posted under questions a screenshot of what was thought to be early designs for Hidden Realm, and you responded that they were fan made. But I've noticed that the Raj image is also printed on the packaging for the Hidden Realm.
That's
The
what
same-
I
yeah,
I
this-
mentioned that in the interview. I don't remember if it got answered.
So say it again. What was the question?
I'm trying to scroll and find the image. I found it in the question chat. Someone posted this image and asked if they were real or fake early designs, and you said that they were fake. But the Raj in the image is printed on all of the boxes for Hidden Realm.
Let me look at this thing up.
Yeah, like I believe the blue version.
So
and, wait one.
these look like they're very, very early prototypes. I don't think that they were. Some of them don't look right though. But typically, our early prototypes had a shiny kind of look to them, and so these do have that.
Yeah.
I
No,
know- yeah, some of them I know were actually done this way, but I don't know that. Some of them don't look exactly right though.
Oh, I just thought of something now that we're on the topic of like unreleased content again. Was there ever plans for like Funkin' Common model or anything regarding that whole storyline that came out in
Hidden Realm?
Yeah, Hidden Realm.
It was in Dream State, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Well,
Yeah.
it was slightly referenced in Dream State, but it was mostly present in the King Sid storyline with Hidden Realm.
Oh yeah, right, sure.
There
And
was
so the
like
question-
the Grand Funky War and all that.
Yeah, King Funkon Common and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah,
it?
I mean, I think we were probably going to go into a little bit more of that and a little more detail and possibly do a. There was talk actually. I didn't mention this in the interview, but now I'm remembering it. That we were point about doing a whole series that was kind of back in time. So it was kind of leading up to the Funkies you know and love years, and this is what Funkies was back then.
It's all TV.
It's all DVD, exactly. So, I mean, it's just we had a lot of ideas like that though that were floating around that some of them we got to and some of them we just never were able to.
Unknown Scientist also has a pretty good question. Like back during U.B Funkeys, like there's a series called Ask Funky, where like a Mattel employee would answer questions about the game, and near the end he teased a new world coming out called Miso Funky Plains. Do you know anything about this world, or is that just like an idea floating around?
Good Plains, yeah. It was an initial. I'm just trying to remember here. It was the name for it, I think, and we renamed it. I think that was one of the early names for that. What's the tie-in with the Unknown Scientist?
Sorry, could you repeat the question? My mic was cutting out.
Yeah, a whole lot was cutting out.
What was the plans for the Miso Funky plane?
Yeah, that was
Or
the
whatever they
question.
were called. Yeah, so I think Miso Funky planes. Again, I'd have to go back and look at my notes and stuff, but I think originally that was what we called Kelpie Basin. I think, and we changed the name on it. I could be wrong on that, but that's kind of what I remember.
But wasn't Kelpie Basin released in like one?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, it was, but we had originally planned for 1.0 and that we kind of hung on to.
And there's also another area tease called Rigged Merc. Do you know anything about that? Or
I think
Rigged
it might
Merc?
be Nightmare.
I was thinking Nightmare Rift, but
Yeah, I don't know that. That doesn't sound familiar to me.
Pop has another question, so I'll quickly unmute him, and then Funk Kong has another one. Pop, you want to say your question about Nightmare?
Was Nightmare Rift ever rushed?
Was it ever rushed?
I mean, like rushed, like it
In
seems
production?
like
Speed Racer, maybe.
Question is, was Nightmare Rift rushed? So, I mean, I think that it could have been a little more time taken on it, but there were some aspects of it that were rushed. Yeah, sure.
oh.
Not hugely, though. I mean, we had the idea of doing the two different aspects, the Nightmare Rift and the Daydream Oasis, so I wouldn't say it was hugely rushed, I guess. Paradox Green was rushed.
My brain is dying. Ryan has a question also, so I'll unmute him. Oh, wait, he doesn't have a mic. Never mind. Fuck. He said, were there any future plans for the in-between that Angus talked about?
In between the Angus. No, I don't think so. I think it was just kind of something just some filler for interest.
There was stuff asked about the Big Red Button, but you got to watch the interview for it. Fun Kong has another question, so I'll mute him.
I also like all the jokes in the game. What was like the most risky or hidden one that you just got away with, like the joke about Yang creating communism?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to give those up. I think that's better just kind of, experienced. There were some in there, though. Yeah, for sure.
I've got to head out because I promised one of my friends I would help him with something. But I'm gonna turn the muting powers and stuff over to Larry.
sure.
So Larry's gonna run the rest of the questions for devs and whatever.
Guys, I got about 10 minutes left. So.
Okay, so yeah, any last minute stuff that you want to know, just ask now, and we'll be wrapping this up probably within 5 minutes.
Okay, I gotta head out. It was an amazing interview with you, Jeff. I look forward to the 15-year or 20-year anniversary.
As do I. Yeah. And maybe we can do a follow-up interview at some point too.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
I'll go back and look through some of my old notes and see if I have any gems in there that I can maybe share.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta head out because I got a 15-minute drive. So I'll see you later.
We'll see you later.
See you, Mixer. Okay,
will I be staying in the server after the interview is up, or will I be leaving? Well, I'm going to be leaving here in a little bit, but hopefully not for good. We did talk about King Sid a little bit.
There's a few people typing, so.
I'll hug Jeff for how awesome he is. Sure.
I
Hug
agree
away.
with
Hug away.
Pop has a good question. Let's see. I'm gonna unmute him. Pop. Hey.
Was there any funky out there that went through a lot of changes, had to update it a lot?
You mean prior to launch?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had there were a couple different ones that went through a lot. Just trying to think offhand. early ones, I think that some of the ones that went through a lot of changes, or at least we thought there were a lot of changes, was Tiki. Tiki went through a lot of changes, a lot of different. Glub changed a lot. Glub originally years, and then we initially saw that his eyes kind of made more sense, obviously. I think on Funky Key we had a lot of different versions of Nibble. He had his teeth we kept messing with. Like sometimes they're all closed, and sometimes they're open. Make them too scary, for kids, and it was just like. Yeah.
Trashman has a good question too. I'm gonna unmute him in a second. And then, oh, okay, I could ask for you, no problem. So, were any Funkies like purposely made like in lower numbers to make them rare, or were they all made like about the same?
They were all made the same, other than the last, like we say in the interview. I mentioned how only the very rare were released. Everything else was released pretty much the same. Different quantities sometimes, but more or less, we kept to the same model, for the rares and the very rares.
Okay, and I think this is gonna be the final question for now. But if anybody has any more questions later, they could always ask them in dev chat. Shiny, do you want to ask him, or should I ask him for you?
I can ask. So I sent a picture, and I'm just curious, where was it released? Like this little book, where was it released, and why was it?
And why was it released?
Why was it
released, man? Well, it would have been right around the time of been released. I mean, right around the time of it's got Oller right on the front cover. Movie guide. I have no idea. I've never seen this before. Purple in it though. That's weird. No, I don't know what this is. I'm assuming that's something that I've seen. Oh, it looks like it's something they did over in the UK, I guess.
Yeah, I just had it sitting around for a little while, and I was always curious on it because I just saw it sitting around on eBay once. I'm just like, hey, it looks cool. Never seen it.
My guess would be, my guess would be that it's probably something that was just done it's like country specific. So in this case, the UK, they might have done a deal with somebody and then put together like a checklist, I guess, for it is.
All right, thanks.
Okay.
And I guess Spindo also wants to know, like, the orange portal that we were talking about before, is it located behind Gabby's building in those trees over there, or is it just like somewhere out in like the distance of Funky's town?
Well, you would look at that and think so, right? No, it's just out in the outskirts.
Okay.
A little bit of creative license with some of the animations, and so that's kind of what you see in there.
The cutscenes are masterful. You take the buildings, the PNGs, and then make them flat planes in the render. It's
yeah, we didn't do that so much, but we did a lot of. I mean, basically, the way we worked was we created the world. Nations were kind of drawn from that, and we worked with another group that helped nations that you see in the in between things.
So, I guess that about wraps it up for now. Again, if you guys have any more questions, just feel free to ask them in the dev chat.
And
also,
I'll be around.
Stay tuned for the interview coming out either later tonight or tomorrow. It's going to be a great one. And Jeff, just thank you so much for doing the interview with us and for sticking around and answering questions. We all, I think I speak for everybody when I say we all appreciate you here a lot. It's been great having you.
Oh, thanks. I just appreciate you guys. I mean, it's very inspiring, to see what everybody's done here and the community that's grown up. So it's a real testament to you guys, and it's a testament to the longevity of the game. So thank you.
And finally, Jeff, one last question. Are you funky?
The funkiest of funkies, obviously.
Of course.
Funky founder, so I founded Funky.
You are
It's
the
me.
funky.
Or say so.
I am the funkiest of funky with the funkiest platform shoes.
But didn't
Alright,
Marshall say that being the funkiest of the funkies makes you smell really bad?
Yes, this is true. And some days this is also true. This is true. Yes, exactly. Jeff in the shower. I like it. Well, I'm glad that hopefully you guys like the interview. Hopefully it is worth the wait. And like I said, maybe we'll do another one some other time.
Thanks again, Jeff.
Talk to you guys later.
Yep. I'll let you know once the interview's out. So.
Perfect. Thanks.
And do you know how to exit the chat? You just click the little phone thing, disconnect down there.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, guys. So yep, interview will be out tonight.
Bro,
Hope you had a good time.
I think we should just hack Mixer's computer and get the interview now.
dude,
I
that
mean-
that was crazy.
I have a copy on my. I was also recording that final Q&A session we just did. So
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm glad.
yeah, because I don't want that to be lost media. That's like pretty interesting.
No, yeah, like it's crazy. We're finally getting closure to this.
Yeah, I know.
Kind of disappointed that my question wasn't answered about why most rares and very rares are in black and white.
All right, actually, I'm just gonna unmute everybody now since.
Those are the two master races.
No,
Yes.
one chew
Wait,
mute
let's
everyone
do it.
chose
Yeah,
sicko mode.
Stick.
Every
I
UB
swear to God, if it's that
Yes.
stupid tide thing in Funky.
Let's ban Jeff. Let's
I'm
kick
going-
Jeff from the server now.
Jeff getting us to
Damn.
fucking hunt.
Stick.
Jeff not in this view, I reckon he's gonna lie about what those buttons do. He's gonna be like, "Ooh, it's some big secret that he's never gonna find." 'Cause he went,
Wait,
Don't do anything.
I think I figured it out.
Stick. The button is gonna be the Tide and Funkiki. Just you watch, motherfucker.
Jeff
I
says-
know. I'm
the
gonna
button-
hate that.
Oh,
Plot
watching
twist.
buttons.
Says-
That's
the
such
Oh,
an
yeah, it actually
element.
changes
You're
the
just,
tide.
You're just sitting there
Guys,
bitching about it. You're like,
I
oh,
actually
no,
know what
it's
the
not.
button does. I'm not
Guys,
spoiling.
I
it.
No, but
I-
it can't be. It can't be.
Guys,
I know what the
the
button
button
does.
does.
I already know what the
This
button
is-
does.
I
but-
swear to fuck,
What's
if the
the- wait,
button
what
Thing is,
is
I figured it
something-
out as soon as Jeff said it, but Mixer like couldn't figure it out. It was hilarious.
I
the
data mine
Wait,
what the button
what do the
does.
buttons do? What do
I
the buttons
data
Should I
mine
tell you, or do you want? Or should I leave
No,
this
keep
as a
it for
mystery?
the
Just
interview,
tell
man.
it.
Keep it
He
for the
it doesn't really explain it in the interview. You have to like
Okay,
read
then
between the
fucking
lines.
say it.
right.
Don't
This is
say
where
it.
the
Keep it
button.
for the
The
interview.
button
Say
does
it.
some
Say
bullshit.
it.
How about you just like tell people who want to know and
He
don't
said
tell people who
The
don't?
button does
nothing,
nothing.
but it does something too.
For the
This is
interview.
where
The button is the Krabby Patty secret
It makes you
formula.
That's all I'm gonna
happy.
say.
The button did nothing until hit
Everyone
around, and
say
then when
Jeff
you
at the
press
same
them, it just
time.
It just had one
1,
lid.
2,
What one?
3.
Jeff at the same.
Yeah, I can just take that here.
At the same time.
Last weekend. I'm sorry.
Stop.
If it's for you, sure.
Okay. What did the button do?
It does nothing, but it does something.
Oh, it does nothing
No,
but
I
something.
know.
Tell us.
But, like,
It makes
I
a
do
noise.
everything
Duh,
something.
that's all. What
Sometimes
the
they
button
know
does
it
makes you
nothing but
confused.
does something.
Obviously,
come on.
what the button does. What
Wyatt,
the
I'll
button
say
does
it to you
to
in
interact
in like
with the
private
triggers
if you want.
is the animation
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
Someone pin my message.
That's how you
All right, guys, I'm gonna go now. I'll see you guys later, though.
All right.
I'm not gonna
Why?
spoil the button.
It's been a gamer.
who's willing to place bets that the button does literally nothing.
No, I'm actually glad that what's it called? Jeff got to be in a voice chat with us because it made us seem more respectable and more like.
Hopefully Jeff doesn't have notifications on.
Guys, here's the button without the plate. I'm looking through the files of
Looks
the
like a
button.
fucking weathers. Delete it now.
Guys, I just figured out what
This
the
is
button
worse.
does.
You know what the button does?
You can press it.
Press it, and it triggers an animation of the button being pressed.
It gives you a warning.
Wait,
It gives
holy
you an
crap.
error.
Oh, that's naked. Stop.
Nudity in the Funky server.
Okay, if you want to know what the button does, here, let's send it.
Yeah, I want to know.
I'm sorry.
Give me button.
There, that's what the button does.
I think we're fine.
You lie.
It's a debug the whole time. It's for the developers.
Actually, the button when you press it would slowly add in a single character for the coding of the DC area, but no one was bothered to press it enough to actually enable the whole DC area.
Oh shit. Now it just adds like another pixel to the DC portal somewhere.
Yeah.
It just adds a pixel of my butt.
However, it's not, you can't press one button. You have to go to the station.
Oh, so you have to press the station
Nightmare.
one, Nightmare Rift one, and go
You have
back
to
and
keep going back and forth.
Oh god, that's a pain. I'd still do
However,
it.
it's like a 4K image just stretched down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but you
like,
have
the
to use it. You have to press it with a certain funky each time.
Yeah, and it's randomized
I'm
each time.
gonna stop posting this in questions for dev. I'm gonna post it in file discussion so you can see what the button does.
Wait, is this an error 4? Wait. Never mind.
It's in language.
When does U.B Funkeys coming out with controller support?
Never.
Whoa, guys! You guys know what the button does?
Actually, Nintendo did.
You know what the button does? It's just no wait.
Hey you, yeah you. Do you know what the button does?
The
Yeah,
button.
Oh my god.
you guys know what the button does?
I know
You guys know
what the
what kind
button
of
does.
button this is?
Do you know what kind of button this is?
You guys know what kind of button this is?
You guys know who we have on our server?
So pretty much like most of it just says
We have
just-
Ripsing on the server. Ripsing.
Dude, how would you be look with AirPods on?
I think I just figured out what
just
the button
blended.
does. So pretty
Yeah,
much it gives
Can
them
we make a jobby?
it makes a log of how many times you press the button in your save file. So like once you press
Really?
that button, it like adds up into a counter.
You get a gem shard.
You get a gem shard. Oh my god.
You get a button shaped gem shard and it instantly
Oh my
beats the game if you press before getting a single like item.
Oh, you know what would be
No.
terrifying?
Wait,
So
you know
let's
what?
say you just
U.B
like
Funkeys
leave
could be-
Nightmare.
Whoa!
Shut up. No, so
Oh
you
my
leave. Just one day you open your game and you go into Laputa and the button's just freaking gone and there's like a hole where it used to be.
Touch that button. Fuck.
You know what?
Oh
I
my
find-
god, guys, a
Oh,
henchman's
God.
coming. Watch out, UB. Oh god, he can't hear us. He has AirPods in.
You know, I've just realised.
Guys. Sorry, who was talking? Please keep talking.
Mate, I've just realised that if the button's a Nightmare Rift, then that means somewhere out there's a Funky whose worst nightmare was a button that does nothing.
Yeah, it's mine.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was the
It's the fear of the unknown.
scary.
It's Marshall's nightmare.
When you press
Also,
it,
by the
there's
way-
like a
That's what he's
list of
afraid of.
done.
There's no rhyme or reason to the button and it scares him.
Guys.
Stick.
Listen.
It all
I
makes
know-
sense now. I just figured out Marshall's nightmare.
Guys, I know what the button does. If you sit there and press the button for long, a henchman will appear, and he'll take your point.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, henchman.
No,
That's
seriously.
that's a bit much. That's a
No,
bit
If you
much.
stay there for 120 seconds, no, never mind.
If you
Wait,
Those
so
are
there's-
all like
Mayor
old sales
Marshall
stick. I
will
would buy
appear.
them if I could.
If you press that 120 times, Marshall will appear
Them?
and steal all your coins.
the big red button will kill and try to eat my ass.
You know what? We didn't ask Jeff. Why did Marshall go back to Master Locks after Dream?
The little
sure
blue
that was in
guy
the
will
interview.
eat your ass.
Wasn't he created by Master Locks?
No, that was the villains.
I know how to
Yeah.
defeat the Daydream villain.
Here it is.
Shut up!
The nightmare rip.
I just-
Rip.
I just
Fucking
followed
rip.
me.
Hey guys, welcome back to another top 10 scariest places on Earth. Number 1, Nightmare Rift.
The flesh
Oh
area
god,
is really
guys.
unnerving. How did this make it into a kid's game?
I mean, there's also like giant
Also, there's
penises.
a giant
Mom,
demon named
I don't want to go to the Nightmare Rift. I know you bought me these toys, but I didn't know this would be too scary for me.
Is this game even for kids? How did they get
is there
away with
like a
this?
fleshy
Toya's breath is just
foreskin?
too bad.
Why is there like a fleshy foreskin area in Nightmare Rift?
Because that's Jeff's fetish.
Oh, yikes.
I am the Glub Gango Lub.
Dude, we're all
How
gonna
did you just
Are you okay?
The Globgo Gap.
Did you say the Glopgo Gangalib?
The Globgo Gap Galop.
I'm gonna
And
be right back.
he loves bowling.
It says this line in the button. It says you tried to remove a element before calling the next method. Thus, there is no element. Select to remove.
Remove.
That is really
Remove.
weird.
Remove
There
it.
is no element.
Remove it.
What does it remove?
Why does everybody have profile pictures of Unikitty?
Why
Not
not?
me.
I'm just wondering why.
I'm gonna stay on this talk to death
Is
thing
it,
forever.
is it just like something that people came to the server just like, oh, put a picture this way? Alright.